Hello out there, rock and rollers, and welcome to another episode of the Ugly American Werewolf in London Rock Podcast, recorded here in central London, just off Abbey Road. And today, we offer you a preview of episode number 24 on Aerosmith and their early days, their heyday in the 70s, all about a box set called Pandora's Box, which came out in 1991. First, I want to give you a little background here. I know we were away for a week, and some of you were worried about what might have happened. We kind of went dark on Twitter a bit and didn't offer up a new episode for you, as we have successfully for each week for the last 23 weeks. Well, don't want to get into the details too hard, but the fact of the matter was there was a ring of the doorbell, an overexcited golden retriever, a very full cup of water, and a laptop. And I'll leave it at that. But the fact of the matter is, we got the laptop back. The folks at Apple Store on Regent Street in central London were fantastic. They're easy to work with. They took protocols to make sure everybody was safe. But the good news is, we got it back. We're back on the air. And we're ready to go. And this is actually our third take at this show. Action Jackson and I didn't want to take a week off. Say, okay, we're a computer down, but let's go ahead and record it, get it out for those who want to listen to it. So we tried it with my old laptop and with the iPad, and none of them had quite the right sound as my MacBook Air here. So we're back in business, talking about the rock and roll that we love, talking about some shared experience that we have with some of this music, and just having some conversations that we've loved having over the years, some that we've missed out on and some that we're having now. Now, when it comes to Aerosmith, honestly, I don't know that you can name a bigger American band, rock and roll band. Yeah, the Eagles may have outsold them, but they didn't really become a rock band until their fourth or fifth album, whereas Aerosmith just has that great, dirty, blues-based two-guitar attack that makes rock and roll so much fun, not to mention the crazy, dynamic lead singer of Steven Tyler. Now, by 1991, Aerosmith was back in a big way, thanks to the Walk This Way single with Run DMC and Rick Rubin in the mid to late 80s. Aerosmith was back on the charts. And they came back with two huge albums in this time period, Permanent Vacation and Pump. And so they were big, back on MTV, doing big tours, back to being the cultural icons that they were. But of course, in the 70s, they were as big a band as you could possibly be, and released amazing albums in the 70s, like Get Your Wings, like Toys in the Attic, Rocks, and Draw the Line. And in the late 80s to early 90s, thanks to CDs becoming more prevalent in the American zeitgeist, box sets were coming out, a chance for you to collect all the great songs of one band on just a few records, maybe 3 or 4. And right before Christmas in 1991, Aerosmith put out Pandora's Box, which was everything, not everything, but a big swath of what they put out pre-comeback on Permanent Vacation. They were signed to Columbia in the 70s and early 80s. And then once they signed with Geffen in the 80s, that's who helped them become huge again. Well, Columbia wanted to get in on the Aerosmith craze. Like, we've got all their original songs, we've got all their big hits from the 70s. Why don't we put together a cool box set and get folks interested in the back catalog again? And so this box was a 3-disc set that covered everything they did in the 70s and the early 80s when they broke up for a little while. Joe Perry went solo, Brad Whitford went off and did his own thing. They got some replacement guitarists in Aerosmith. So it has all the big hits like Dream On, Walk This Way, Sweet Emotion, but it's also got a lot of deep tracks, stuff from the albums, unreleased stuff, unreleased live stuff that we'd never heard before. And it was a beautiful package. Jackson and I listened to it back and forth throughout 1992 and 1993, and really gave us a deeper appreciation for this juggernaut that was Aerosmith, huge in American culture in the 70s, and then went away. Basically was in the Who Are They Now file in the early to mid 80s until Rick Rubin, Run DMC, and Walk This Way brought them back, and then they had huge success on their own. Now, as usual, you can check out all our past episodes at www.uglyamericανwerewolf.libsyn.com, and also follow us on Twitter. That's at @ugly_werewolf or at ActionJack72. So sorry about taking that little break, but we're back and we're better than ever here with Aerosmith's box set, Pandora's Box, on the Wolf.